Hey everyone, let's jump right into today's explainer and trace the absolutely fascinating journey of honey. Today, we're looking way past the bees themselves to explore the incredible synergy between human tools and insect labor that literally brings that golden harvest straight to your table.
You know, it really takes a whole lot more than just bees to make honey. Behind every single drop you enjoy is a highly specialized set of human tools and techniques. We always give all the credit to the little guys, but managing these colonies, it's an absolute art form in itself.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the apiary and the hive, armor and approach, inspecting the frames, managing the colony, and finally, the sweet harvest.
Starting off with Section 1, the apiary and the hive.
We're starting out outdoors, right in the thick of a beautifully serene, sunlit apiary. Those wooden boxes resting among the grass and wildflowers aren't just a random assortment of crates, it's a carefully placed community. The apiary is the foundational environment where the whole beekeeping journey kicks off.
And beekeepers definitely don't rely on just one generic box. The architecture is incredibly tailored. Depending on the exact bee species and the local environment, they might use an Apis mellifera hive, an Apis cerana hive, a stingless bee hive, or really specific structures like the Langstroth, Type C, Newton, Type A/B, or Meliponiary hives. Each design is custom-built to support the unique needs of the colony living inside.
Moving right along to Section 2, armor and approach.
So, before we even think about interacting with these hives, we need the right gear, which naturally begs the question, how on earth do you safely walk into a literal cloud of stinging insects?
Well, the answer is all in the armor. We're talking thick, protective overalls covering the entire body, heavy-duty gloves to protect the hands during some pretty delicate work, and a prominent mesh bee veil that completely shields the face. That gear is absolutely non-negotiable if you want to work calmly amidst a swarm.
But physical armor is only half the battle, right? You also need a psychological tool. Enter the smoker. By puffing a thick, calming smoke over the colony, beekeepers safely disrupt the bees' alarm pheromones before the inspection even begins. By masking those chemical signals, the beekeeper keeps the whole hive docile and super manageable.
Okay, Section 3, inspecting the frames.
Opening a hive is kind of like performing surgery. It takes incredible precision. You need a specialized metal hive tool, which is absolutely essential for prying apart those sticky, wax-sealed components. Then there's the wooden bee brush. It uses soft bristles to gently and totally harmlessly sweep the bees right off the waxy frames so you can actually get a good look at what's going on.
Which brings us to Section 4, managing the colony. Now, sometimes the colony gets a wild idea and decides to just take off in a massive buzzing cloud. When that happens, the beekeeper has to act fast. They reach way up into the trees with a long swarm net, basically a big white fabric catching bag, to safely capture the swarm and bring them right back home to the apiary. It's a pretty dramatic tool for a really dramatic moment.
And when it comes to controlling the future of the hive, things get very delicate. Take this small yellow queen cage, for instance. It's used to carefully introduce a brand new monarch. The cage keeps her safe from the workers while allowing her unique scent to slowly distribute, gently integrating her into the colony's hierarchy.
Beyond managing the bees themselves, beekeepers also collect secondary resources using some really clever tools, like a pollen trap. Basically, it's a specialized insert placed right at the entrance of the hive to collect pollen granules from returning foraging bees before they can even get inside. It's positioned so perfectly. The trap actually forces the bees to squeeze through specific little openings, which gently skims the golden pollen right off their legs. The tray fills up incredibly fast with those rich yellow granules as the workers return. It's just a brilliant piece of hardware.
Finally, Section 5, the sweet harvest.
This is what it's all about, folks. All that careful management, from picking the right hive box, to mastering the smoker, to delicately prying apart the frames, it all leads up to this highly anticipated moment, harvest time.
It all kicks off with beeswax comb foundation sheets. Provided as a sort of blank canvas, the bees have meticulously built them out, crafting these absolutely perfect hexagonal cells, and filled them literally to the brim with honey.
And here is where the real mechanical magic happens. In a super rhythmic and satisfying process, the beekeeper uses an uncapping knife to slice off the wax seal the bees placed over the honey. Then they load those dripping frames into a massive, spinning metal centrifuge called a honey extractor.
As it spins, centrifugal force just yanks the honey out, and you get to watch liquid gold pour directly from the spout into a clean, food-grade bucket. It is awesome to see.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. When you consider the heavy protective gear required just to walk up to the hive, the highly specialized tools used to manage the colony, and the sheer organized labor of thousands of buzzing insects, how does that change your appreciation for a single drop of honey? Next time you stir a spoonful into your tea, I really hope you remember this immense, fascinating partnership between human tools and insect labor that we've explored today.